Before being sent here by the Pope to be the Archbishop of Dubuque, I was Bishop of Wichita, Kansas. And while there, on the 4th of May, 2007, an EF5 tornado hit the little town of Greensburg, Kansas. Population 1,500 souls. The tornado was a massive one, 2 miles wide, wider than the town itself. And it was on the ground for 30 minutes with winds of 200 miles per hour. When the storm finally ended, nothing was the same afterwards. People died, others were injured, and a full 95% of the town was completely razed to the ground. But though things were different afterwards, it's odd to say, they were also better. For the town rebuilt, and they decided to rebuild it according to the highest environmental standards of the time. Greensburg went green. There's a lesson there for us in what we're going through now. Storms happen, but they end, and life resumes. Perhaps different than before, maybe even better. There's a lesson there, too, for us followers of Jesus in his Catholic Church. What happened to Jesus that first Holy Week was like a storm, certainly for him, but also for his followers, who went home sad, even despairing, not understanding Jesus' death or what resurrection means. But once they understood Jesus' death and resurrection, the storm passed and life resumed, though different than what they were used to, and most certainly better. Better? How? Better because by the death and resurrection of Jesus, we are freed from slavery to sin and the futility of suffering. And we know that we are loved without strings attached and without bounds. And we know we will enjoy eternal happiness, a happiness that comes from our desiring being quieted, which comes from our wanting being fulfilled all at once, completely and forever, which comes from our perfect union with God. The life of Jesus' followers in his Catholic Church is also different. Different because we live now, here, as if already united with God in heaven, living according to the mind and heart of God, which is modeled perfectly in the life of Jesus and is memorialized in the Eucharist. I've said this before. The Eucharist, where wheat is ground for bread and grapes are crushed for wine. Ground and crushed, but that's okay, because that's their fulfillment. Wheat and grapes live to give life to others, live to give joy to others. And that's our fulfillment as well. We live to give and happy to do it. If I were in charge, when I'm in charge, why not? I'm going to add another profession of faith or memorial acclamation, inviting people to stand and let's renew our faith and just say simply, "We live to give." Or after the consecration, let us proclaim the mystery of faith. We live to give. We live to give life to others. We live to give joy to others, and we are happy to do it. That's the different, better life of those who follow Jesus through the storm to risen life. Alleluia. Happy Easter.